So hello guys, and welcome back to another video in our channel. This is a live stream, and this is the best performance so far by a team in the Premier League this season. So far we have the best performance in the league, and there's a lot to talk about in this game, and everything from start to finish was perfect. Everything from start to finish. No, not everything from start to finish. The first half was somehow shaky. We really were quite shaky in the first in the first 45 minutes. The first half reminded me of Pochettino's Chelsea. So I was like, this is terrible. In the first half, I was like, we are scoring, they're scoring, we are scoring, they're scoring, we are scoring, they're scoring. I started to have memories of last season, and I was so devastated. But in the second half was now Enzo Maresca's team. The thing that I even liked about the second half is that not only was the goals, not only was the clean sheet in the second half, also the managing of the game. Like in the last 10 minutes, you saw Chelsea last season, in the last 10 minutes, when they received the ball, they could not hold on to the ball. But what we saw towards the end of the match, we saw sometimes Enzo receiving the ball, he's passing the ball, they're passing with Renato. Colwill was sublime. Even during the last 10 minutes of the game, you could even hear from the stands how the fans were busy singing as the team was passing the ball. It was just looking to try and pass the ball, maintain possession, ensure everything is well. So first of all, we have to talk about the first half. We really have to talk about the first half. And the first half was, oh my God. I was like, what is happening with this defense? What's up with this midfield? Caicedo was losing the ball. Caicedo was receiving the ball. He was putting us in danger. Noni Madueke, the team was conceding silly free kicks in very dangerous areas. But I think what Enzo Maresca did in that second half, first time, remember last season we were like, if we have not played well in the first half, we know what is coming in the second half, because we were dreadful last season in the second half, extremely dreadful. And I was really pleased with the game management in the second half. But first of all, we just need to talk about Noni Madueke. Noni Madueke made a very offensive post. He made a very offensive post prior to the beginning of the game with regards to Wolves. But he actually came to the pitch and talked in the pitch. He talked in the pitch. That is what you want. If you want to talk bad, if you want to talk shit on Instagram or Twitter, talk on the pitch. And that was good. The lineup, the only problem I had in the lineup was Mudryk. I was not happy with Mudryk, and as you all saw when he started, he did not play well. We saw, what actually created space for Madueke and Palma down the right was because Chelsea were able to create these overloads down the left with Pedro Neto and Fernandes. And a lot of you now will have to give Enzo Fernandes his flowers. I think everybody today has seen he has played this game like a captain. In the first half, he was trying to link up with Mudryk, but Mudryk could just lose the ball anyhow. Mudryk could not keep the ball. But in the second half, Enzo Fernandez showcased why he wears the captain's armband. What he is the player who will switch the play. See, when Chelsea will create that overload down the left, and then they will drag Wolves down the left, and then Enzo Fernandez will receive that ball, then switch it over to Palma, and Palma will receive that ball in that right half space, then slide a simple ball to Madueke. That was beautiful football. And I think we even underperformed. This should have been something like an 8-2. I think there's a time, last part when Joao Felix had the ball, and then he should have squared it to Nkunku, or he should have squared it to Noni Madueke, but he decided to play a back pass to Pedro Neto. Also, Malo Gusto had a chance to square a first-time ball through the 6-yard box, but he played that cross in behind. But I cannot blame them, because today, if this is what Enzo Maresca is doing, you need to back the manager. The people who have crying every time. Enzo Maresca is not ready. Enzo Maresca, you now see a clear pattern of play. You can see the way the team is playing. You can see the way the team is performing. This was the best performance of a team this season. Actually, we are on the same goals as Manchester City. We've scored the same number of goals as Manchester City. This is really, really good. Joao Felix, I know a lot of people had made a 007 for him. He finished it. He ended it. Pedro Neto had an assist today. I have told you that we have the best attack. People are asking, why is Chelsea signing all these players? Why is Chelsea signing this, signing that? And then there was a time when Palmer almost had that 1-2 with Joao Felix. But it did not materialize. But you can clearly see what is happening. You can clearly see the patterns of play. Now, the first half was like it was Pochettino who was coaching that game. The first half, it was like poach ball. We were scoring a goal. The midfield was poor. And I think also the players were quite nervy. The pressure was so much. The players had a lot of pressure because they had yet to win a football match this season. And once the team grew into the game, I see leadership in Colwill. I see leadership. He can be our next John Terry. Look at the way he was springing those passes. Colwill will not play a simple pass to Cucurella. He will play that pass to Enzo. You see, Enzo Fernandez will drift out towards the left. Once he drifts out towards the left, Colwill will receive the ball and not play the ball to Cucurella, who was near, but rather play the ball to Enzo. Then Enzo will receive the ball, draw a midfielder out, play the ball to Neto. Neto draw a fullback out. Neto plays the ball again. Nicholas Jackson. Jackson had one of his best performances in the team. Jackson played well. He played well. In fact, it was just his injury. Jackson was actually, I've even forgotten, Jackson was the one who was passing the ball to Palmer. He made the assist before the assist. He was making the assist before the assist. This is just one complete performance. And the first half, particular, we need to learn a lot of things. Number one, we need to stop losing the ball in midfield. I think Caicedo needs to really learn a lot on that. Caicedo needs to be a bit solid. Caicedo needs to know how to receive the ball. But in the second half, we saw him bossing that midfield. In the second half, Caicedo was looking to receive the ball, winning tackles. It was like the Caicedo we saw towards the end of last season. It was the 115 million Caicedo that Chelsea signed from Brighton in that second half. I was so devastated after that first half. I knew that this was somehow like it's going to end a 4-2 to Wolves or 4-3 to Wolves. But in the second half, this is what Enzo Maresca needs to build. And I've said Chelsea have 6 winnable fixtures. 6 winnable fixtures. From this fixture to the next 5 games, we should be winning all those 5 games. We should be winning all those 5 games. I said the aim in the first leg is to ensure we've bagged at least 35 to 40 points. If we want to play in the Champions League next season, we need to bag 35 to 40 points in the first leg. Non-negotiable. So we need to beat the teams that we need to beat. We need to beat West Ham. We need to beat these teams that we have to play. So I have really, really liked the performance of the team. Palmer, 3 assists, 1 goal. What a goal that Palmer scored. I think if that ball fell to Mudryk, it wouldn't be a goal. If that ball fell to Jackson, it wouldn't be a goal. But that goal, it's only Palmer who can score that goal in this team. Palmer is the only player who can score that goal in this team. And that goal it's actually going to be amongst the goals of the season. Wonderful goal. Probably the goal of the match. That was and the pass from Robert Sanchez. Wow, wonderful. Wonderful. And then in the second half, we saw Robert Sanchez claiming crosses, claiming set pieces. And that is what we want. I think there's a time in the first half I was like, bring in Renato Viega. Renato is very solid defensively. He's a very solid left back. You can see that even when Cucurella is not there, we have a solid player there. We have a player who's not afraid to get stuck in. He's not a player who's not afraid to break plays. Not a player who's afraid to make those tackles, That is what we actually want to see. People have been talking about how Joao Felix usually does not look to make passes. Joao Felix is not a good player of the ball. Did you see what Joao Felix did when he came on? You see, it's all about the mentality. It's all about the mentality of the player. So if the player comes into a team where he feels at home, If a player comes into a team where he feels happy, when a player comes into a team where he feels accepted, you know, Joao Felix is playing with his age mates. That's the thing that also fascinates me about this team. This team is full of young players. These players are friends. Majority of these players are yet to start families, so they are busy hanging out together, playing video games. So when Joao Felix is coming here, he feels more comfortable. He's hanging around with his peers. So when he comes here, he sees the team is playing well, the team is pressing well. He also wants to come in. He also wants to put his impact on the team. And that is why you saw when Chelsea lost the ball, Joao Felix was aggressive. He was aggressive. In fact, he won the ball twice. He will drop into midfield to help Fernandes. And this is really, really a complete performance in the second half. Now, in the first half, we need to look at how we are going to try and stop losing the ball in midfield. And that is something that Caicedo addressed in the second half. Losing the ball in midfield. We need to know how to try and ensure that we are able to hold that ball in that midfield position. Because what made us to concede the 2 goals was not because Wolves were better than us. It's because we created those problems for ourselves. First of all, we gave cheap set pieces. I think Noni Madueke should have not even done anything to Kuna because Gusto was actually winning the ball there. And we actually were the ones who created those mistakes. But we saw 2 Chelseas. We saw the Chelsea for last season in the first half, and we saw the Chelsea that Maresca is coaching in the second half. Let's look at the statistics. Let's look at the statistics and try and understand how this team really looked to play. And another thing you also need to look at is the control. I'm going to do an in-depth analysis tomorrow of how we controlled that second half. So this is the scoreline, but I want us to look at the stats. And you will be shocked how Chelsea looked to manage this game from start to finish. Now I hear Reece James will be back. And I think Reece James is better than Gusto defensively. So hopefully he's back and he'll be able to help the team. Now let's look at the statistics. Just look at the statistics. Look at the possession. 62%. And Chelsea held on to the ball, especially in the second half. Chelsea were holding on to the ball. The thing that made me so impressed, even it's not the scoreline, is how Chelsea managed the game. Game management. The game management was on point. There's a time when Noni Madueke scored the Hatrick. Then after Noni Madueke scored the Hatrick, Chelsea decided to hold on to the ball. They were just possessing the ball, looking to possess the ball, looking to hold on to the ball, looking to ensure they hold on to the ball and deny the opponent any time. And that is what I've always been telling you about. We need to know how to control games. We need to know how to control games from the first minute to the last minute. And you can even see from the number of shots on target. We had 8 shots on target and we scored 6, meaning that even our shooting has improved. 8 shots on target, scored 6, meaning that we need to attempt to score more goals. We need to attempt to try and break and breach opposition's defense. We need to attempt. That's why I was saying in the game against Manchester City, we should have tested Ederson. We should have not looked to make cutbacks. We should have tried to test Ederson. But look today, this means that we have a very good shooting start. This means that our attack is really functioning well. Wolves, on the other hand, had 4 shots on target. They scored 2, meaning that they have a 50%. They have a 50% shot accuracy, meaning that we really gave out silly chances. But overall, I'm looking at a team. I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic about what is going to happen this season. I'm optimistic. And I've said it here. We need to win those 5 games. I don't care. I don't care about Manchester City or Arsenal or Spurs. The next 5 games, we should be winning them. We should be winning those 5 games. Why are we supposed to win those 5 games? We need those 18 points. We need those 18 points. We need to be there. We need to be there. We need to be there in the table. We need to be there, around the top 4. We need to be there, top 4, top 6, top 3, even first. Because I think Arsenal or Manchester City are more likely to drop points when they play each other. So let's look at some of the matches that Chelsea. I'm going to give some of you a chance to come into the studio and actually give your take on this. Now look at the next game at home to Palace. We should be winning that game. Then after Chelsea game at home to Palace, Bournemouth, we should also be winning that game. West Ham away. This is the most difficult game that we have. We've not won away at West Ham. I don't know. Last season we lost there. The season before there, we lost there. So it's been long since we won away to West Ham. We also need to win this game away to West Ham. I think that is going to be the hardest game. We need to beat Brighton at home. We need to beat Nottingham Forest at home. So we need to win the next 4 games. We need to win the next 4 games because we cannot talk about, but at least after the international break, we'll be at home and we'll play a 3 o'clock kickoff. So I think that is one positive that we can take, because sometimes you go to international breaks and then you're coming to play West Ham away. So at least after the international break, we'll come to play against Nottingham Forest. So we should ensure that we get the next 15 points. We need to get those 15 points. We need those 15 points. Then after that, now we'll probably see what we are going to do at Anfield, Newcastle, Manchester United, and Arsenal. Those will be tough games. We are destined to drop some points here and there in those fixtures. But overall, you can see the progression of the team. You can see what the manager is trying to do. And as I've always told you here, we always look at how the team is going to progress. So you can clearly see. So let me share the link. I will add a lot of people here. And if you're excited enough, come in. If you are joining this live stream for the first time, please do not forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. So there is the link. I've shared the link there. And remember, I've told you, this is something that I even forgot to say. I have always put Palmer as a number 10. I've always told you why I don't like Palmer playing as a right wing. I've always told you, and you've come to see what I've always been saying. Palmer does not play well as a right winger, because when you play him as a right winger, you're restricting him to hug the touchline. But when you play Palmer as a number 10, you give Palmer that freedom. You give Palmer that ability to drop deep, to receive the ball, to look to play with the ball. So I've always insisted that Chelsea should learn to play Palmer. Chelsea should play Palmer in that number 10 position. That is something that I've always been saying. I've shared the link. Here's the link, and I need people to click the link and actually join. So Palmer's a number 10. I have seen what Maresca is doing, because he prefers to have Joao Felix. As a false 9, not as a number 10. So Felix will be playing as a number 10. Oh no, as a false 9. Then Palmer in behind. Sometimes when we are playing more dominant teams, like when we start to play teams like Manchester United or probably Arsenal, we can even play Felix as a false 9, so that we have Felix and Palmer together, Madueke, Pedro Neto, Fernandez and Enzo, and then maybe we have Rhys James. And I want us to build tall backline. If Renato Vieira can really improve in that left back position, I am really hopeful that he can actually grow into a starting left back, because you can see with Arsenal and Manchester City, you can see teams that have increased height. You can see the overall height of the defense is high compared to what Guardiola used to prefer. So it means that we need to ensure that our backline is physical. So we need tall players. So I'll be adding, please, again, I'm pasting the link. Please click the link and come into the studio and actually give your views. I've shared the link again. So I'll be giving each one of you 2 minutes to actually air your views. So hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. You?
Okay. So give us a brief.
Yeah. Today I'm very excited. It was a very wonderful game. Very wonderful game. And I think one thing I saw, the difference I saw in the difference when building up, is that it was a bit open. Unlike previous games, they were a bit closer, so it's limited some of the spaces. So I think today the defense, the setup was okay. They were really open, so it opened up a lot of spaces. And I think it's good. It's good. Just that the first half, the midfielders were giving away some little balls away, and I think that led to second goal or something. So they have to work on that. Moses Caicedo needs to work on, if he wants to play in that position, he's He needs to learn how to hold the ball even under pressure. Other than
Okay.
that, the strikers, Madueke did well, but so Moresca, he has to learn. I don't know why. Anytime he meets Man City, he do a lot of changes and do a lot of differences. But I think today's game, I'm one of the people that criticize him a lot. But today, I have to give him credit. He's done well. So big
But
up
you
to the
need
boy.
to give him,
Thank you very much.
you need to give him some space. He's just been working with the team for close
Yeah,
to
yeah,
6.
but we have to see something. You don't just be
But
trying anything. Be consistent. You need to be consistent. This game, for instance, the kind of
but you
setup you
cannot.
need to do.
But you cannot look to actually play like Manchester City or Arsenal
No, I'm not
after.
talking. No, I'm not talking about playing like Manchester City. No, play
But that is the way
what
we are
is.
trying to play. That is
It's
the
a
way.
matter of time, like you are saying. But I'm saying you keep consistency in terms of player selections. You don't just be
But
changing
but
anything and be playing
but this
anything.
this is one thing that I usually disagree with fans is that you expect that football to be played the way it used to be played long time, where you have a distinct starting 11. But you see, that cannot happen because you need to factor in injuries. Remember, nowadays football is moving into a scientific space. We are
So
moving
are
where
you
we are
suggesting
using
every
science.
game you have to change something? You have to change the setup.
No, not changing the setup. Sometimes you might find that some players, these big clubs and these top
Yeah.
leagues, the medical
Uh-huh.
department has even scales where they have players who are on red, players who are on green. So you can find the medical team is telling you that if you play this player, he's more likely to get injured because he's on the red. So the manager will have to make some changes. There's a game where you will see Palmer has not started, but also that is good because if one player comes out of the team and you put in another player, you see you're able to get that consistency. Are you getting me?
Yeah. I'm following. I'm following.
Yeah. So it is also good to make those changes. Though I don't agree that you need to change the
Yeah, I
entire team
understand, but the number of changes
throughout
you,
the
you have
season.
also
But
be
yes,
you have to be considerate on the number of changes. You can't change massively like that. There are certain key positions you
okay.
don't normally change, especially center backs. Center backs, you don't
But
normally change center backs. They
you
need
cannot.
to build that cohesion. That sorry.
You can finish up. You can finish up so I can
Yeah,
add
yeah, yeah, yeah.
another.
So initially I didn't believe in the center pair of Cowell and Fofana, but I think today they did well. Credit to them. So that's we hoping the next game they will do the same thing. Okay, thank you very
Okay.
much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And see you again also. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, Chinedu.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. Thank you very much, Tyron.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to give kudos to your analysis so far
Yeah.
on this platform. Yes, I remember your last video in the analysis on the preview of this game. You
Yeah.
spoke about the expansion of the back three, which can,
Yeah.
you know, you know, um, which can, stretch up the
Which
attackers, the Wolf
create space in
attacker,
center.
and
Yeah.
create space in the center area. I think that's a
Yeah.
lovely one. That's a lovely one. I want to make a few comments on
Yeah.
the game so far. I think
Yeah.
it was a beautiful game in the
Yeah.
sense that I really wasn't expecting Wolves to come out
Hello.
that.
Hello.
I wasn't. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
I wasn't expecting Wolves to come out that way.
Yeah.
The game was like from one end to another end.
Mm.
Typical of English football.
Yeah.
Yes, a typical of English football. But Maresca is doing wonderfully well. If we check
Yeah.
the speed and the
Yeah.
rate at which we attack, we build the ball from the front to the back is so much impressive. It's a beauty to watch. And I
Yeah.
think it's the
Yeah.
beginning of a new thing. If you look at the time, the
Yeah.
minutes, the intensity,
Yeah.
sometimes and every of the moves Chelsea make always
Mhm.
result to something meaningful. that's an
Okay.
impression that Chelsea is going to score a lot of goals. We can
Okay.
see that against Man City, the chances
Mm.
they created and all that, they were able to create chances, but they couldn't, utilize the chances they created. So
Okay.
in the area of the game, I
Yeah.
think Caicedo struggled a bit. I'm
Yeah.
still trying to wrap my head around who is going to come in for Lavia if he's injured, because
Yeah.
Caicedo was sloppy today in possession in the first half, and his tackles. I think he lost a little bit of positioning in the
Yeah.
first half. I don't know because he couldn't. The tackles were so poor. He was not there at all. So we missed Lavia a lot in this game,
I think
despite
I
winning.
think Lavia gives the team a lot of control. He's
Yes,
also
we couldn't
fast.
control. Yes, yes.
Yeah, but
So
but in the second half, I will try to rewatch the game. I want to see what changes he made in the second half. Though I saw some
yes,
changes,
yes.
I tried to see
I was going to their place too.
Edo was playing end, so I think that gave them some control.
Yes, yes, yes. And Enzo, a lot of fans used to
Yeah. Yes. Hello. Okay. Let me add somebody else, please. Tunde. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Hello. How are you?
Hello, good evening. How are you, my brother? Nice,
Fine.
nice analysis as usual.
Yeah.
I've been following your page for a while. I'm going to
Yeah.
wait for your post-match analysis where you normally
Yeah.
dissect the
Yeah.
tactics
Yeah.
but for me, I just want to ask a few questions.
Yeah.
Number one, I think would you agree that this match kind of makes it clear that Modric has no future in this team?
Yeah. But it's
If
something
if
that
you
it's
if you
something
look at
that
how he played in the because if you
yes.
look at how he played in the first half, and
Yeah.
the difference between him and Pedro Neto is wide. Like we
He
were a
loses
much
the
better
ball.
team.
He loses the ball a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even decision making,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
like there's just nothing exciting about him for me. And
Yeah.
if anything, his performance in the first half, I'm just done. At this point, I'm done. Number two, would you also
Yeah.
agree that because I know you're a big believer in this, I think
Yeah.
Enzo Fernandez, I don't think he plays his best football in the half space. What do you
Mm,
think? I
but
think
when
he
he
plays his best football from the middle.
yeah, I think in the last when Caicedo came off, he played well. He played. I think
Exactly, exactly.
he can play
And
well
and
with
and, and,
Lavia.
and when Dewsbury Hall occupied
Yeah.
the half space, you could
Yeah.
see the difference.
Yeah. It's true.
And Enzo doesn't strike me as being comfortable playing
Yeah.
in that half space for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
You understand? So probably maybe when you're doing your tactical analysis, I
Yeah.
would also like to for because I mean I understand you are a big supporter of Enzo playing as the other 10.
It's not that I'm a big supporter. Sometimes I do
Mm,
like to try and factor out how the manager plays. Like when I always give my lineup, it's not necessarily my pick. Like, for example, I would prefer to have Jorgensen play over Sanchez any day. Any day.
mm,
I would pick that goalkeeper over Sanchez. I would also
mm,
prefer Palma as a number 10. So sometimes I start him down the right, but normally what you understand is that the manager is the one who prefers to play
mm,
Palma down the
mm,
right. So I do understand. With Mudryk, I think we should just give him the Conference League. Let him learn through the Conference League. Let him learn through the Carabao Cup. Let him learn through the FA Cups. But when it comes
mm,
to the league, because when the league you lose points, when he
mm,
plays bad, you lose points, and he
mm.
likes to lose the ball a lot. He loses
I
the
mean,
ball, and
because
what
because
actually puts
because
Chelsea in a
because
lot of problems.
for me, I mean, I'm not a professional footballer, but like, I mean, I understand after every match, you watch the film, you
Yeah,
watch you see clips. I mean,
yeah,
so what are the coaches really doing with Modric? I mean, I would want to think they will show him instances in the game where they will have, look, in this situation, this is
yeah,
what you should have done. In
yeah,
this situation, this like
yeah.
the guy is just, I mean, and he has all the tools for him to be a very successful winger in the
Yeah.
Premier League.
Yeah.
But I just feel his decision making, his positioning on the pitch,
Yeah.
his link up, his hold
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
there's nothing there.
Yeah.
You understand? And another thing is, I understand we're trying to do this slow build up
Yeah.
from the back and all that,
Yeah.
and it makes sense. I have watched all your tactical analysis
Yeah. Thank
on
you.
why we have to play that way, especially
Yeah. Yeah.
when you look at the two number 10s have to occupy the half space, the left back coming into the midfield, and the DM,
Yeah.
and we are playing with a back three. I
Yeah.
understand, but don't you think like the first goal also shows us that sometimes maybe we need to mix it up so that we can catch teams off guard?
You
You
know, the
know,
first
our
goal.
second goal. I mean, I'm talking about our second goal, the goal that Palmer scored. You know, it was Sanchez played a long ball.
Yeah, I also, but that is also a key function of this tactic, because I've told you that sometimes they try to build from the back and
Mm,
try to pull players forward, and that's why
mm,
Maresca prefers Sanchez. It's because Sanchez knows how to play those balls over the top. He even
mm,
used to play them at Brighton. So when you have
mm,
a goalkeeper, you know, that is like an Ederson. You know, that is one weapon that Guardiola has with Ederson. That's
mm,
why people are
mm,
usually scared of pressing Manchester City high,
mm,
because if you
mm,
press Manchester City, then Ederson can play that ball. And you
mm,
know, Haaland is strong, he's fast, he
mm,
knows how to shove off
mhm,
people. So if he
mhm.
plays that ball and it's a 1v1 with Haaland, Haaland is more likely to win that
To
1v1
win.
against
Mm,
many defenders.
mm. But I
Yeah,
mean, for me, that you know, that was the only instance in the whole game where I saw that switch. You know, for
yeah,
the second goal, and I'm like, Wolves at times were playing with a very high line,
yeah.
and
I
just
think we need to
sometimes
do
I
that.
would like, yeah. And another thing, lastly, this is the last thing I want to say to get your view.
Yeah,
Um, don't you also think that, especially when we are inverting our fullbacks,
yeah.
don't you also think that, especially against teams that play with a low block, are very defensive, we
Mhm.
can try to push one of our inverted fullbacks into an attacking position in a
Um,
similar way that Rico Lewis does for Man City, rather than them just being stuck in the midfield.
yeah, Cucurella does that when he plays
Mm.
inverted, and
But he doesn't do it enough.
yeah, but you know, Cucurella in the last games, you've noticed that he's been playing as one of the back threes. So when
Yes.
Chris James, there's one thing that I'm really optimistic, is that when Chris James comes, because he's not injured, he's actually serving a suspension, so he will be he'll probably start the next game. When Chris James comes, Chris James will be the one tucking into the center back position, and once
Mm.
Chris James tucks in into that position, then it will be Cucurella who will be moving into that midfield. And Cucurella is very, very good in that position. He's better than Gusto in that position. He's better than any fullback that you have in that position. So when Cucurella comes in that midfield, I think we will actually tighten that midfield down. That is one thing, that is one area where I'm really optimistic.
No problem, my brother. I'm looking forward to your post-match analysis. Nice one.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank
No
you.
problem. No problem. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm looking for my 254 guys. My 254 guys. I am not seeing any of you here. If you are from 254, can you use the link and join, please? Please use the link. Let me add one player. Let me add MC Relax, please. And then I will add you, Chinedu. Yes. Hello. And please have your shirt on.
How you
Have your
doing,
shirt
Tyron?
please. Have your shirt on, because it's going to we are going to have really dangerous. This can really put the channel at risk. Yes, Chinedu. Please
Yes.
have your shirt on. Please have your shirt on, and yeah, because if you do that, then the channel will be at risk. Please.
All right. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Yes.
much for bringing me
Yeah.
back. Thank you very much for bringing me back, Tyron. Yes. I was saying it about Enzo. So that's it on Enzo. I would like to talk about the defense today.
Yeah.
I want to know your opinion, because in my own view, I feel um, we are good with Cowell and Fofana as the center back, like experimenting on this today. I think they need consistency.
Yeah.
The pair of these two, and
Yeah.
I feel they didn't have a kind of bad game to say
Yeah.
like that. I think the only concern I'm having now, like you said, is when Reese is back, James is back, who is going to stay in the center, Fofana or Cowell? Because
But Codwell
if we are
looks.
having
Yeah.
if we're having James at the right center back, I think Cole will look so stable and our best option in the center
Yeah. Yeah.
back now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't see Tosin displacing him in that very role. And
So probably
to
because
bring
of
Cole
yeah.
at the left center back will be a waste
Yeah. It's a waste. It's a
to
waste. Yeah. I
him,
agree.
the waste
Yeah.
of his own ability. So
Yeah.
I still don't know who's going to invert in either Cucurella or
Yeah.
James.
Yeah.
But I still believe that James is solid in the right center back.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay. I
so
don't know. I don't.
as for Sanchez, I think
Mm-hmm.
Sanchez has this good aura, this
Yeah.
confidence in himself. He has this I won't call it pride. I think a kind of ego, in
Yeah.
himself. Is very good as a sweeper. Come
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
claim balls, to claim crosses, to claim, corners and all that. I don't think I've never seen Jorgensen do that anyway. But I
Yeah.
feel we might be seeing a different Sanchez this time around
Yeah.
because he has a player who
Yeah.
they've
He's a.
improved in their passing ability, and this is
Yeah.
what one of the reasons it was the hesitation he had last season that made some errors that cost Chelsea some errors, especially games in Arsenal and the likes. A
Okay.
little, maybe 1-2 seconds hesitation, delaying the pass, and
Yeah.
eventually when he plays the pass go to the wrong players. So I
But
think this time
uh,
around he has players in his disposal, and the
yeah.
system and the shape Chelsea is having now makes him to at least find a man, and that's a free man to play the ball to. It's a lovely one. It's passed to the second goal. It's passed to
To
what's
Jackson.
this
And
guy? Yes, Jackson.
it's,
It was a
but also
lovely
you need
pass.
you need to understand that last he's working with a new goalkeeping coach. I think Willy Caballero is the one who's in charge, is working with them. He's also a former Chelsea player, so he understands Cobham. He's been there for a while at Chelsea. And overall, I'm hearing that even the goalkeepers are participating in the rondo. So the rondo is where players go outside and then you have two players trying to win the ball back, and
Yes,
then the
yes.
players. So Sanchez and Jorgensen also participate in that. That is one where Enzo Maresca is also improving their passing ability. But I want to bring in somebody else because I think
Okay.
also people are living to watch the Liverpool game. So I want to bring somebody else, and then we
Thank you very
finish.
much.
Yeah. So I hope now thank you Chinedo. I hope to see you next time.
You're welcome.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, yes, MC Relax.
Tyrone,
Hello.
Tyrone, how you doing?
Fine, thank you. Can you yes?
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Nice match. Nice match
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
I want to give kudos to Maresca.
Yeah.
You know, he said something to yesterday about building momentum,
Yeah.
and that momentum was what Pochettino left before
Yeah.
Pochettino. You understand. So
Yeah.
I want to give kudos to him for working on the same momentum
Yeah.
by pairing Palmer and Noni Madueke in the same way,
Yeah.
by pairing the two.
Yeah.
These two players are the ones that destroy Wolf today, Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
And this is the same momentum that
Yeah.
the Pochettino used
Yeah.
at the last quarter of the Premiership last season.
Okay.
You can see the combination of the Palmer and Noni. The two of them are brilliant. Their attacking force is so superb. So what he did is that he made use of 5-man attackers and 5-man defense. That is why you can see Enzo Fernandez performing well today. Because in this game, Enzo Fernandez is not going forward. If you watch the game very well, he stood beside Casedo. Covering the back four. So that made the defense solid today.
No,
although they make some.
The defense was solid in the second half. The defense was not solid today. In the second half,
yes,
solid. In the first half,
although they made some mistake in the first half. They made some mistake on from passing, from coordinating themselves. You understand? So in the second half, we saw Jackson dropping deep, making some quick pass. You understand? Making some quick pass, flexing. By doing that, Chelsea creates a lot of chances then. So you understand? So I want to give kudos to Maresca today because he has worked on the momentum that Pochettino left. He did not look at let me create my own momentum. So he saw what is going on in Chelsea. He saw what is going on with the attacking force of Chelsea. Because last season when we are pressing also last season, we find it difficult to score goals. We find it so difficult to score goals. So we need to change from pressing to scoring goals. So, and I think that is what he did in the second half to make sure that Chelsea score more goals.
Okay,
you understand me now?
Yeah.
So, and I watched one of your analysis about this guy, Joao Felix.
Yeah.
I love the analysis, and the analysis was awesome. You know, when this guy come in, you saw how he played.
Yeah.
So the guy was so fantastic. And today, in fact, what I want to see is that they should continue on this. Even if you want to bring any player in, don't change the tactics. Leave the tactics the way it is.
Okay.
What Moresca need to do is find players that can play in their tactics. Even if you want to exchange players, put the ones that can continue what the ones that you have removed. You know, that means the sub. If you want to do any sub now, any player that can continue the tactics, the momentum must be growing and growing. Like you said we need to win 5 matches. You understand? So by winning these 5 matches, I support it. We will gain more confidence.
Okay, thank you. Let us I really appreciate your breakdown, your views on that, and that is something that we'll also be trying to look at and seeing how we're building onto that. And I want to work on that video now. So I'll have to go because I have to watch that game. And
about Osimhen, do you think we still need Osimhen in this team?
And I don't think because of his wages and the team, the club wants to ensure that the wage bill is so low. That's why players like Sterling and Lukaku are going, Kepa is going. So Chilwell is also going. So I think even Rhys James, if he is so injured this season, he will go in the summer transfer window because the club really want to trim down on that wage bill. So I don't think because his demand for 50 to 500,000 pounds per week, I don't think that is going to come. So
For now, I don't think we need Osimhen now. We don't need Osimhen in this team.
We just need to tighten up the defense to ensure that we don't. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback. And I want to close this by saying that this was a good performance, and the tactical video, I want to work on it today. I want it to be ready, and I will publish it hopefully tomorrow in the mid-morning hours. So if you've joined this live stream, thank you again. Thank you for staying with us till the end of this live stream, and see you again. Bye.